So at this point in this case, we know that Carl Hunt's been in 2 different altercations, and in both of them he got cut. We have EC cutting him on the hand, but who cut him in the chest? Could EC have run across Carl Hunt a second time? Of course he could have.
Before Kenda can dispatch patrolmen to EC's residence, officers inform him EC is already on the scene.
Do me a favor, run a background check on this guy.
Sure thing.
Can I get your name, sir?
Albert Hobbs. They call me EC.
All right, EC. What brings you out this time of night?
Wasn't doing nothing wrong, man. I was just out to see some of my friends.
This late?
I don't sleep much.
It's not unusual to see that a suspect returns to the scene of the crime. He wants to know what's going on, what are the police doing, maybe he's trying to help set up an alibi.
As he listens to EC, something about the suspect's appearance catches Kenda's attention.
What's that on your shirt, EC? Looks like blood.
There's blood on his shirt, drop bleeding above the chest.
That's fine, man. I got a bit of scuffle tonight with Carl, man. Blood's mine, and, he was kicking and punching me in my face.
Looks like Carl got you pretty good.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Lieutenant Kenda. Can I have a quick word?
Anything?
Well, the check turned up for some violations. Nothing too serious, but he does have an arrest warrant for failure to appear.
Perfect. He gives me an excuse to arrest him. I can warehouse him for a little bit until we see where this investigation goes.
All right, go ahead and cuff him, take him in, so we can get that shirt to the lab, have him check, make sure that it is in fact his blood, not Carl's.
Okay, will do. Officer, go ahead and take him in.
Put your hands behind your back. Yep.
What I do, man?
So I know where Carl Hunt was when he got into it with EC, but I don't know where he was after he put a bandage in his hand and walked out the front door.
I'll be right back, babe.
Where did he go?
To answer that question, Kenda calls in reinforcements.
Gentlemen, is Rocco here?
Yes, sir.
Put him to work.
Namely the department's top K-9 officer, a German Shepherd named Rocco.
They're amazing animals, just amazing. Their sense of smell is remarkable. 400 times better than a human.
With Kenda and his team following closely behind, the K-9 officer follows the scent to a home not far from Kathy Duran's house.
The dog goes halfway up the sidewalk to the house and sits down. That's his announcement. Okay, fellas, this is where we need to be.
As Kenda shines his flashlight on the house numbers, he recognizes the address.
I think we know who lives here.
I remember from talking to Kathleen Durand, this is Ruby Duran's address, Kathleen's mother. This is where EC lives. This is the card game. And I do something referred to as the police knock, the kind that wakes the dead.
Police, open up!
Can I help you?
Are you Ruby Duran?
Yes.
I'm Lieutenant Kenda with the Colorado Springs Police Department. We're investigating the stabbing of Carl Hunt.
Carl got stabbed? It's awful.
She replies, oh, how terrible, but I know she doesn't mean that. You can see it in her face.
I understand a fight broke out here tonight between Carl and EC.
Yeah. I did see Carl drag EC outside, and he started welling on the old man.
Everybody breaks it up, and the card game breaks up, and everybody leaves.
Who else was at the card game besides Carl and EC?
Pops was here.
Pops.
Yeah, that's my husband. That's my old man.
Ruby says that Pop's real name is Booker Duran. In addition to being Ruby's husband, Pop's is stepfather to Ruby's daughter, Kathy.
And he just doesn't live here right now.
Well, what does that mean? Well, we fight, and he moves out, and then he comes back, and he has an apartment somewhere on the east side. but we've been getting along well lately, so I think he's going to move back in, but he still comes here and plays cards. Ruby says he's kind of viewed as the leader of the area, and Pops is kind of the in-charge guy.
He's very, very social. A bit of a performer. He's got a line for everything.
Everybody likes him. He's the one that coordinates the card games, and people look up to him, respect him.
Can you tell me where Pops is right now?
Look, Pops isn't here, okay? I mean, I'd love to help you guys, but it is midnight, and I just don't know what else to tell you. I mean, nothing happened here.
Ruby Durand is saying, I didn't do anything. Nobody's here now but me, and I'm innocent as the driven snow. The only complication Ruby has with that line is a trained police canine that says otherwise, and I want in that house.
Can we come inside for a minute and look around the house?
Yeah, whatever, but make it fast. Hurry.
I walk in the house. We don't search the house, I just look it over. And it's every appearance of her being truthful. There is no blood. There is nothing out of place. So when Ruby said nothing happened in here, that's apparently true.
As Kenda prepares to leave Ruby's house, he receives a call from headquarters.
Go for Kenda.
The forensics lab has completed its analysis of the blood recovered from EC's shirt.
They called to tell me that that blood was in fact EC's blood. That is his blood from his head wound administered by Carl Hunt during the course of a confrontation.
10-4, Kenda out.
With no blood evidence tying EC to the second attack on Carl, Kenda's only hope is that someone else at the card game will offer up additional intel.
Strand, would you write down the names of everyone who was at the card game?
Sure.
Were you at home all night when everyone was here?
Yeah, I was, until the card game ended. Then I took a couple of people home, and...
Did you see or hear anything unusual when you were out?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. As I was driving home, I saw someone running down the street.
Ruby says that as she pulled up in front of her house, she saw a Caucasian man in his early 30s running north down the sidewalk on Bennett Street carrying a knife.
You know who he is? Oh, I know who it is. His name is Craig Stevenson. He plays cards here all the time, and he was here that night, part of the game.
I don't know where Craig lives, but I know that his mom, she works at a florist shop in town. I think it's called Falcon Florist.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Ann.
I'm sure.
I break contact with Ruby. I'm looking down the street in the direction that Craig ran. I've been through a couple of people already, but now my interest is strictly Craig Stevenson. I think the odds are excellent that he is my stabber. Hey, Craig, you and I need to have a long talk.